All right, Padres fans, it's a new series, Padres and the Cubs at Wrigley Field. Pre-game thoughts here. Blake Snell on the mound for the Padres, and it is Justin Steele for the Chicago Cubs. Obviously, last outing, Blake Snell, it was his, best outing of the year results-wise. But he didn't, give the Padres a ton of length. It was 5 innings. But I'll take 5 innings today. I mean, they're coming off an off day. They're going to have another off day on Friday going to Mexico City from Chicago. So the bullpen should be good. Nick Martinez, I would look for him to pitch in tonight's game because he has not pitched since last Wednesday. The Padres, they're moving him to the bullpen. They wanted to get him some rest after throwing 97 pitches in that last outing against the Braves. He pitched phenomenal, by the way. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Snell pitch, 4, hopefully gets through 5, and then maybe Nick Martinez just finishes the whole game. Hopefully, the Padres can score enough runs where it's not a save situation, or even if it is and Nick's just pitching well, they have a 3-run lead, maybe the Padres trust Nick to just go finish the game. So I would actually look for that tonight. You could save the bullpen even more and give the bullpen another day off going into the last 2 games of this series, and then day off, obviously, like I said, Friday, and then the Giants series before they go back home to face Cincinnati. Justin Steele, 1.44 ERA so far this year. The Padres were lucky that we don't have to see Marcus Stroman face the Padres, but we still got to face Justin Steele, Drew Smyly, so I wouldn't think that it's going to be too easy. And then the weather, it's 40 degrees in Chicago, so I wouldn't expect a lot of home runs in this series. And my underdog fantasy pick, Juan Soto, 8.5 fantasy points. I'm going to go under on that. For anyone that's new to Underdog or doesn't know, Underdog Fantasy, they have fantasy points on the pick'ems. That's an option. And there's 3 points for a walk, I think 3 points for a single, a certain amount of points for whatever someone does offensively. And I think Soto's going to get under that tonight. He's going to have to, prove that he can have a big night in the cold weather. So we'll see. I'd go lower on that. But he is hitting second today in the lineup. Tatis leading off in right. Manny still in there. Cold weather, so we'll see what happens there with the back. Hopefully that's just an issue that's behind him, and that was just Arizona because of the turf. Bogarts at short, obviously, he still has not had a game yet where he hasn't reached base. He's reached base in every game. He has a 26-game on base streak going back to the last 2 games when he was with the Red Sox last year. So obviously he's been super impressive. Crony's batting 5th, playing first base. Steele is a lefty, so Carpenter is in the order. No Nelson Cruz, but Carpenter's the hotter bat, so it makes sense. But he's down more bottom third of the order, hitting 7th. Kim's hitting 6th. Nola is catching. Grish batting 9th in center. Old friend Eric Hosmer. He's probably going to hit 3 bombs in this series, not ground out to second once. That's just the way it goes, it feels like, when former Padres face the Padres, especially guys that did nothing with the Padres, and then they're going to go crush the Padres. So look for Hosmer to do something in this series that's well, why couldn't he have done that with the Padres, right? No Bellinger I'm looking at right now in this Cubs lineup, and Bellinger has been having a good year so far. I know it's weird for me to say good year because we haven't been a month into the season. So he's had a good April. Don't know if that's going to continue this year with the Cubs. It's a 1-year deal with him, so he's probably motivated to have a good year so he can go get money in free agency after this season. But he's not in there. Snell's a lefty, so lefty versus lefty, I guess I understand, or maybe it was just a scheduled off day anyway. But the Cubs just had a day off on Monday, just like the Padres. So, I don't know. I don't know what's happening there. But Hosmer, he is batting 6th for the Cubs. He is DHing, which is smart for the Cubs. They don't want him playing first base. I wouldn't imagine if Trey Mancini's going to be able to play first base. But Nico Horner's in there. Dansby Swanson, Ian Happ, Seiya Suzuki, Patrick Wisdom. Those are some pretty good hitters. So, look, the Padres lineup, it's a better lineup than the Cubs, but the Cubs, they're over 500 to start the year. Better start than the Padres. So, I'm interested in seeing just how this Cubs team is. how good really are they? I know it's just going to be a short sample size here at 3 games, but I haven't been able to watch a bunch of Cubs games, start to finish. So I'm interested in just seeing how they are. And then the Padres, obviously, take 2 out of 3. I know the weather's not ideal, but take 2 out of 3 because you don't know what's going to happen in Mexico with those 2 games against the Giants with that elevation, which is higher than Coors Field. So that's what we got today. The bullpen, obviously, in good shape because of the off day yesterday. Maybe Nick Martinez just comes right in after Snell and finish it. We'll see.